Some pretty shocking news in the past 24 hours as yesterday, Iran warned the United States will not be spared if this war in Gaza continues. And this comes as I let you know that tensions have been escalating between the United States and Iran. There have been attacks taking place, all centered around the Israel and Hamas war. But what is very, very bold about this statement is take a look. It actually took place at the UN in the United States. The foreign minister for Iran stood before all of the UN on American soil and told the United States, you will not be spared if this war continues. Take a look at the video footage so you can see it for yourself.
I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome to expansion of the war in the region. But I warn, if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire.
So let me know your thoughts. A pretty bold threat on the U.S. soil. Now, this comes, as I shared with you yesterday, that there have been new developments in just the past 48 hours, that people are concerned about World War III sparking between the U.S., Iran. We've already got Russia, Ukraine. We have China and Taiwan issues, and it's all circling around Israel and Hamas. Now, take a look. I shared with you that President Joe Biden, when all of this began 2 weeks ago, warned Iran, do not attack the United States. Take a look.
Made it clear to the Iranians, be careful.
And as I shared with you in yesterday's video, a little bit of context, all of this is circling around the fact that Iran actually funds and supports Hamas to attack Israel. They want to destroy Israel, and the United States is allies with Israel. So immediately, Biden had warned Iran, do not attack the United States with the conflict that is going on. However, I also shared with you that over the course of the past 2 weeks, take a look at this. U.S. troops in the Middle East have been attacked 14 times, and they have been linked directly to Iran. Now, President Joe Biden issued another warning in the past 48 hours. Biden warned there would be a response if Iran continued to attack U.S. troops. And what we heard is that overnight and throughout the day, more attacks took place, and that number of 14 has now gone up to 20. And let me know your thoughts. Do other foreign leaders think that President Joe Biden's threats are empty? Do they not respect him as a leader as they continued to attack our troops regardless of what he has threatened? Well, take a look at this. According to the Associated Press, now U.S. fighter jets are striking Iran-linked sites in Syria in retaliation for the attacks on U.S. troops. And things are escalating between the United States and Iran. And now just yesterday, on U.S. soil, a bold claim by Iran that the U.S. will not be spared. And I'm going to share with you the latest updates on this and what they're saying. And let me know your thoughts. Are we on the brink of World War III? Is Iran also planning attacks to take place on U.S. soil? Well, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. And I know that this is not the news that anybody wants to hear. However, if you appreciate the information, and I believe that information is power, then do me a favor, smash the like button if you appreciate the updates. And if you want to stay up to date on everything taking place, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I'll let you know all the latest news that's unfolding. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you caught up on the latest articles with tensions rising in the Middle East, all focused around Israel and Hamas, but now pulling in the United States, Iran, and people are saying we could be looking at World War III. All right, so as always, link in the description below to this article that just came out yesterday. I always cite the sources, put them on the screen, and read right from it so you can see it's the latest. And the article says that Iran's foreign minister, he warned at the United Nations on Thursday yesterday that if Israel's retaliation against Palestinian militants Hamas in the Gaza Strip doesn't end, then the United States will not be spared from this fire, he said. I say frankly to the American statesmen who are now managing the genocide in Palestine that we do not welcome an expansion of the war in the region. But if the genocide in Gaza continues, they will not be spared from this fire, he told a meeting of 193 members of the General Assembly on the Middle East. Israel has vowed to wipe out Hamas, which rules Gaza, in retaliation for an October 7th attack that killed 1,400 people and saw hundreds taken hostage. Israel has struck Gaza from the air, imposed a siege, and is preparing a ground invasion. Palestinian authorities say more than 7,000 have been killed. Hamas has told Iran that it was ready to release civilian hostages, adding that the world should push for the release of 6,000 Palestinians in Israel's prisons. The Islamic Republic of Iran stands ready to play its part in this very important humanitarian endeavor, along with Qatar and Turkey. Naturally, the release of the 6,000 Palestinian prisoners is another necessity and responsibility of the global community. Now, this comes as today, U.S. fighter jets are striking Iran-linked sites. Again, this is linked in the description below, and the article says that U.S. fighter jets launched airstrikes early Friday on 2 locations in eastern Syria linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, the Pentagon said, in retaliation for a slew of drone missile attacks against U.S. bases and personnel in the region that began early last week. The strikes reflect the Biden administration's determination to maintain a delicate balance. The U.S. wants to hit Iranian-backed groups suspected of targeting the U.S. as strongly as possible to deter future aggression, possibly fueled by Israel's war against Hamas, while also working to avoid inflaming the region and provoking a wider conflict. According to a senior U.S. military official, the precision strikes were carried out near Bokamel by 2 F-16 jet fighters, and they struck weapons and ammunition storage areas that were connected to the IRGC. The official said that there has been Iranian-aligned militia and IRGC personnel on the base and no civilians, but the U.S. does not have any information yet on casualties or an assessment of damage. The official would not say how many munitions were launched by the F-16s. The senior defense official said that the sites were chosen because the IRGC stores the types of munitions there that would be used to strike against U.S. bases and troops. The 2 officials briefed reporters after the strikes on conditions of anonymity to provide details on the mission that had not yet been made public. Now, according to the Pentagon, as of Thursday, there had now been 19 attacks, and when I shared that update with you at the time, there had been 14. These attacks are on U.S. bases and personnel in Iraq and Syria since October 17th. Air Force Brig General Pat Ryder said that 21 U.S. personnel were injured in 2 of those assaults when drones targeted Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq and Al-Tanf garrison in Syria. In a statement, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said the precision self-defense strikes are a response to a series of ongoing and mostly unsuccessful attacks against the U.S. personnel in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed militia groups that began on October 17th. He said President Joe Biden directed the narrowly tailored strike to make clear that the United States will not tolerate such attacks and will defend itself, its personnel, and its interests, and he added that the operation was separate and distinct from Israel's war against Hamas. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are we going to be able to de-escalate this situation, or is there going to be retaliation after retaliation getting larger and larger until we have a full-scale, blown-out war, and this could lead to World War III. We're hearing warnings, and Elon Musk is saying this as well, and he's saying that this is an existential threat to humanity, that our number 1 top priority at this time should be avoiding World War III. However, at the same time, we are getting attacked by Iran. The United States, we're receiving bold threats on our soil. And at what point do we say enough is enough? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. In addition to that, if we go to war with Iran, will other countries get pulled in as they are also allies with Russia and China, and we are allies with Israel and other countries and the UN? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. So a lot of things are escalating at this time, a lot of developments in about the past 48 hours. And you guys, as more comes out on this, I'll be sure to let you know. I know this is not what anybody wants to hear. However, as more comes out, I will be sure to share so that way you are aware of what is taking place. Now, in addition to that, we've also heard that there's some concerns about Disease X, and also Congress now has a Speaker of the House. They are back in session and can pass legislation. And I've got you the latest on Social Security as well, and if you want to see those videos with the latest information on those, check out these ones right here next. But you guys, I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.